Hi, I'm Caroline Averett from Girl Scout Troop 40172 and First Moravian Church in Greensboro. As part of my Gold Award project, I created a costume room for my church out of the old youth room. This project is very important because the costumes are a key part of our church's Candle Tea, which is our main outreach event in the community. This is an important event in the life of our church that draws sometimes 1,000 people or more. For some of them, it's the only time they come to the Moravian Church, and the costumes aren't only popular, they also add to the authenticity of the event and the experience. So in a way, how we treat our costumes reflects how seriously we take this mission. Here are some pictures of what the old youth room looked like before. The color scheme was green and blue, and there were a lot of pieces of furniture in the room that weren't being used, like the old TV and a stereo that wasn't functioning. Things were kind of strewn all over the room that didn't really have a place to be stored. There were some costumes and some accessories in the room, but they weren't very organized, so you couldn't find what you needed. We did have racks for costumes, but there weren't enough, so the ones that we did have had too much on them. There wasn't any way to keep track of what was leaving and what was entering the costume room, and there was no way to really tell if what was being returned was clean or not. So let's take a look at what the costume room looks like now. On this wall there's a mirror, and the colors we chose for the room, instead of green and blue, we decided to go with colors that were more suited to the traditional Moravian style. These colors are seen a lot in Old Salem. And on this wall we have a mirror and a little board that shows how to lace up the dress and what it should look like once it's properly laced. And a board with directions for how to put on the hat and which ribbon to wear on the hat, and an example of what the hats should look like on. And this is a privacy screen that we decided to put up because we're going to have men and women in the costume room, and if someone wants to change, we bought one that was thick enough and long enough to go around the whole area. And back here is a mirror and a chair and a place to hang things if you need to. And over here are the costumes. We organized them we got several more racks, and we organized them into women's, men's, and nativity, and the women's go by different type, and the men's are shirts in the front, pants in the back, and these are the nativity racks. And on this wall is a full-length mirror so you can see the whole costume, an area to return things after people are finished borrowing them, and right here is a book that we decided to add so that people could sign out the costumes, so there would be a log of what was entering and leaving the costume room and if it was clean or not. And at the back of this book is kind of an inventory of what we have, so people know what they should look like and how many there should be, just in case they don't need a whole costume, they just need a shirt or a skirt. And it's like this for every type of costume we have. And in this drawer there are nativity accessories, so that all the nativity accessories are in one place rather than in a whole bunch of different bins everywhere. And these are the Moravian costume accessories, like the women's hats, men's hats, and scarves. Up here is a ribbon box that's very important to the women's costume because the color ribbon that women wore reflected what age they were, and so this is organized so that people will know which ribbon to wear. And on this wall is a board of church members and some people at Old Salem wearing costumes, so people know what the different ways to wear a costume correctly are, and it shows people doing things in the costumes. I hope you enjoyed the virtual tour. This is our church's first year, 2012, using this new costume room, and everybody seems very excited about it. And you can come to the Candle Tea, which is the first Saturday in December every year. Thank you.